Alright guys, this one's going to be doing a review today. This one's going to be doing a review for the Walking Dead universe, and another Walking Dead universe Q&A video for this week. Going to keep these going, of course, every single week now that we are on the break for the Walking Dead universe, of course. Definitely want to continue these because obviously we don't know when these Walking Dead shows are coming back, and I obviously want to, keep things up to date, keep things going, as much as we possibly can. And I obviously, like I've mentioned in many videos before, I do have a Walking Dead related thing I'm going to be starting up in November that is going to be kind of carrying us through the break, no matter how long that break is, because something tells me that we might be waiting still about a half a year, potentially, for more Walking Dead content. Which is kind of insane, honestly. I haven't seen anything like it. But again, Walking Dead, it's kind of in this state right now where we're just getting these two little shows. That's kind of all we're getting for it right now. It definitely feels like they're brewing something big with Andrew Lincoln and Scott Gimple meeting recently, if y'all didn't see that video. So it feels like we're building to something big. Hopefully next year we get an answer on what the hell that is. You know what I'm saying? Because honestly, I really hope that 2026 can bring us some big surprises for Walking Dead, you know what I'm saying? I think that would be fantastic, but, because I feel like we deserve it, I feel like this has been a relatively quiet year for Walking Dead. We've kind of just had the two shows, we haven't really had all that much else, whereas usually the Walking Dead's really big, there's usually a lot of stuff going on every year, so hopefully 26 can be that year. Maybe we get, like, Daryl Dixon final season, Dead City season 3, and a big Rick announcement or something. That'd be great. Maybe get some announcements on what's going on with him, because I reckon as soon as Daryl season 4 ends, they're probably going to tell us what they're planning next. You know what I'm saying? Because at that point, they don't want to leave their fans at any kind of state of like, oh my god, nothing else is going to happen. I might as well leave. No, Gimple's not going to do that. He's going to be like, hang on now. Hang on, don't leave yet, that's what he's going to do. I guarantee that's what he's going to do. So, I feel like we're bound to frickin' hear something next year, but again, we'll see. It's all in good faith at this point. Starting things off for today with Walter, who says that, Dan, honestly, I could care less about Jeffrey Grimes, although what about you? No, I agree. Rick's brother, I don't see it as a necessary thing. I don't. I really don't. Look, I would have said if you put him in season 3 of Daryl Dixon, okay, you've got time to do it. You could develop something like that. I was decently open to it. Like, I wasn't necessarily rooting for it, though, as you guys know, because as you guys know, I think that Rick and Daryl's reunion should be about Rick and Daryl, and I don't think that Jeffrey Grimes would really help that, because I feel like Rick would see his brother and he would ignore Daryl, So, I don't know. It's one of those things where I kind of feel like they should stay away from it. They should stay clear of it. But I will put it this way. I think in general, kind of seeing where this is all going, I don't think they're going to put Jeffrey Grimes in season 4. No, I don't. I honestly don't. I am not too worried about that at this point, because I feel like now all it's going to be in season 4 is about getting through whatever final obstacles they need to get through, and then trying to get back home and then getting home. Hopefully, right? That's the idea. So I would think of it as like, we don't have time to mess around with that. We've only got 8 episodes. Who's to say all eight of those episodes are going to be set in Spain, Because, I've heard rumors that they're filming in other locations this season. So, like, it might start in Spain, but then we're going in different locations. So, I think what they're doing, they just did a little Easter egg for those comic fans. Look, could Rick have a brother in Spain? He probably does, but I don't know if they're actually going to do it. That's the thing. I feel like it's only a reference for the comic fans, and for the fans of the Walking Dead Alien comic that they released, but I don't think they're actually going to do it. This statement better age well. This statement better age well, but I'm confident in what I'm saying. I don't think they're going to do it. I don't think they're going to do it. Gimple, don't prove me wrong. I don't think they're going to do it. I don't think they're going to do it. Just going to keep saying that to myself. I don't think they're going to do it. Now, the next one for today comes from Gax, who says that, Dan, honestly, I really think post season 4 and season 5 of the original series, the zombies kind of just got boring and kind of turned into the same thing. I'm kind of curious to get your thoughts on this, Dan. Do you think that they have lost the originality with the zombies, and do you think they should focus on the zombies more in the franchise? What's funny? I completely agree with you. I 100% agree with you completely, because here's the thing, man. The Walking Dead is about zombies, right? And I would say the only time I think they really made them big again was Daryl Dixon season 1. That season I give a lot of credit because the zombies were really a focal point, you know what I mean? And they were really scary. Now, I think they've done a decent enough job in these spinoffs of remixing the zombies, making things different, adding on to the zombie lore. I think they've done a decent job with it, but I feel like that's one of the things that the Daryl show kind of lacked at, is that in The Walking Dead World Beyond, and this is for anybody that doesn't remember this, you remember they had a post-credit with Jenner on the videotape, which he was talking about the variants that they were having, you know what I mean? And we literally saw a zombie get shot in the head, well, a person get shot in the head and then turn into a zombie and then bang on the door is crazy, and that was a headshot, you know what I mean? So that added an interesting layer of just lore and intrigue for what could happen with the franchise, you know what I'm saying? And obviously Jenner being included was kind of an interesting addition to what they were doing, but we never got an answer on Primary's team. We never got an answer on what happened to them, you know what I mean? And I don't know if that has anything to do with the PPP signs. It could, it could, you know, but I don't know. It sounds like to me like there's other things going on, but they haven't really presented us anything yet. So my thing of saying this really is, as of right now, obviously later stuff could prove me wrong. I would say that Daryl season 1 did a great job with the zombies. After that, you kind of fell off. You know what I'm saying? Because at that point, it just kind of felt like we were just blending stuff in with everything. We haven't seen a variant walker in a long time. So I do agree in a sense that I think they have definitely... They haven't used this storyline potential with the variants, with, you know, Primary's team and everything like that to their full potential. Because I think The Walking Dead is capable of doing some of the best zombie content you've ever seen. Season 6 of The Walking Dead is an incredible zombie season. You know, you feel their presence in that season, you know. And I kind of wish The Walking Dead would go back to that, genuinely. It felt like season 1 of Daryl Dixon was going back to that, but then we kind of just fizzled it out again. So, you know, it is what it is. And then, well, Dead City, I mean, I don't know what's going on with them. I mean, you're lucky to get, like, a zombie on screen sometimes. Like, I don't know what's going on with their budget, but you're lucky to even get a fucking zombie on screen. So, with Dead City, that's even more of a kind of a problem, I would say. But Daryl Dixon, the zombies are there, but they're not intimidating like, you know, Gaz is saying here. You know, it's kind of a more like just, they're there, they're not there, but that's kind of all that's going on, you know what I'm saying? And that's unfortunate, because I think The Walking Dead really should put the zombies more at the forefront, you know what I'm saying? If you're not tuning in to watch the characters, that's what I'm tuning in for. Because obviously the number one thing I'm tuning in for is to watch the characters, because I care about them and I'm invested in their stories. But the other reason is to watch The Walking Dead. The dead walking, you know, so I would appreciate some more stuff. So I do agree with this comment a lot, actually, and I think that it is definitely something they should work on in terms of the way they're doing it, for sure. Next one comes from Stay Stick, who says that, Dan, now that the king is down, I would like to hear, what do you think we should get for a main villain of Daryl Dixon season 4? To be honest, I think it's going to be something new. I don't think it's going to be Fede. I think Fede is either going to die early or redeem himself, as I've mentioned in prediction videos before, which might sound kind of insane, but I think they're either going to try to redeem him, which I don't think would make any sense, or they're going to kill him early in season 4, which I would prefer. I think that'd be cool. But in terms of a main villain, I think it's something we haven't seen. You know, it's difficult to actually predict, too, because usually we get a trailer for the next season of Daryl Dixon, or like a 30-second teaser usually after one of the season ends. This season is actually the rare exception. We have not gotten a teaser for Daryl season 4 at all. We got like a little on-set teaser, but we haven't gotten like actual footage, which I'm assuming we're probably just going to have to wait till next year to get footage now. I think they probably just didn't film enough, admittedly. That's probably what's going on with that. I had some people asking me that as well. They're probably like, oh, like, you know, Dan, like, you know, when do you think we're going to get a teaser? And I was like, yeah, probably early next year at this point. I don't think we're going to get anything, because we're past New York Comic Con at this point. We're past, you know, some of that stuff. So I think at this point, we're just going to have to wait. I think it's just a matter of waiting, you know, letting them film, letting them cook. And then early next year, I feel like we'll get stuff for Dead City, get stuff for Daryl Dixon. And the seasons in general, I think will be next year as well, too. So it's just a matter of time. But yeah, I think that's why it's kind of hard to predict. There's not much footage out right now at all, really. So it's kind of difficult to pinpoint where we're going, you know. But it's kind of fun in that element, though, because there's kind of like mystery to it. You kind of don't have any evidence to back up your predictions yet, so it's kind of like it really could go anywhere, which in that element it's kind of fun. But again, it's, you know, it's hard to tell, so we'll have to see. And then finally, the last one comes from Crisis, who says that, Dan, I must say, I went through Daryl Dixon season 3 over again, and I found it very much just more enjoyable to binge it rather than watch it week to week. What are your thoughts on this, Dan? And should other further seasons do it? Yeah, You know what's funny? The one time I binged one of the spin-off seasons was Daryl season 2, the Book of Carol. Because I remember some of it leaked, and I remember I just binged the rest of it. And I actually enjoyed myself a lot more. Despite the issues with that season, I actually enjoyed it in a binge format a lot more than week to week. They're never going to not do binge, or they're never going to not do week to week, because thing is, that's how AMC Plus gets your money, folks. It's all about money. And it's about getting those 6 to 8 week subscription services in there. They locked you in for 2 months, them bastards. They locked you in for 2 months. So it's a creative decision, right? So it's never gonna change. They're never gonna do a binge format. The franchise needs the week to week tuning in. They need those ratings right now. It's not like they're a successful show like Stranger Things right now and they can just do that shit. Like, no. And even Stranger Things, I mean, they're not doing a full binge either. They're giving you a little bit now, and then a little bit later, and then a little bit here. I'm noticing binge shows are starting to die out, which is weird. I thought it would kind of go the other way, but I'm noticing that a lot of shows are going back to week. Fallout's doing the same thing. They're not doing the whole season like they did last time. Now it's going to be the, episode to episode tropes. So I think TV shows are doing this for money. I think that's what it is. I think a lot of shows are doing this for money to get that, month or 2 subscription rather than just a quick subscription and then they cancel it. They can lock in for 2 months rather than 1 month. Hell, sometimes 3 months, depending on how long your season is. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of the vibe there. But no, I don't think we'll ever get a binge. Would I like it? Yeah, I actually would. I think it would make it stronger, for sure. And it'd be fun to binge it with some friends and, kind of go through the whole damn thing, just keep clicking. I think that'd be awesome. But I don't think they'll do it. Unfortunately, I don't think they would. Though it'd be fun, though. Not going to lie. But anyway, let me know your thoughts. Post your comments down below, guys. Everybody, make sure to click the subscribe button so you don't miss any of the videos. Make sure to follow me on Dan's Reviews Official on Instagram, guys. And, of course, I'll see you guys really soon for more videos very soon for the Walking Dead universe. Enjoy the rest of your day, guys, and peace out.
Born in the dark alleys, city of concrete. Dan's reviews blowing up, never taste defeat. Walking Dead dissected every plot twist beat. World gone mad, TV junkies hit a treat. Typing up scripts, marathon through the night. His opinions hit harder than a straight fight scene. Every episode, brain sharper than a knife. He's the beacon of critique, shedding TV light.